Microinverters and optimizers attached to individual solar panels. Both help with shading and they can both give you panel level monitoring. So, what is the difference? The difference is actually huge. One of them is still building a high voltage DC array. The other is turning every single solar panel into its own little bitty power plant. And then there are some situations where I wouldn't use either one of them. So let's talk about traditional solar. You have solar panels go into DC strings of DC power. That DC string goes into an inverter, and the inverter can either send it to the battery or it can output it into AC power so you can use it. Panels are usually connected in series, and voltage adds together as your panels are seriesed up. Central inverter performs an MPPT function, sometimes, multiple times, and usually with more than one MPPT. And then central inverter takes this DC power and converts it to AC power. Whether it stores it in a battery or it doesn't is irrelevant at this point. Shading, mismatch panels, roof orientation can all complicate things. So if I got 10 panels and one of those panels gets shade every afternoon, what happens? This is exactly what optimizers fix. An optimizer goes between your panel and the string of panels that you're building, normalizing all of the power coming out of every panel, bringing down, bringing up, just like an MPPT controller. Panels, optimizers, strings, then your central inverter, and then AC power. This allows the optimizer to normalize your power. And an optimizer attaches to every panel, panel level MPPT optimization. It helps manage mismatch power voltages. It can provide panel level monitoring. It can support rapid shutdown for code compliance or just good old-fashioned safety. It still operates in DC mode and it still needs a central inverter. But here's the thing to remember. An optimizer is not an inverter. It does not replace your inverter. You still need an inverter. It's managing the DC electricity coming from each individual panel. We still have to send that DC power to an inverter to make AC power. But what if we could eliminate the central inverter altogether? What if every single solar panel had its own little inverter? That's what a microinverter is. Simple to understand. Each solar panel has a microinverter and outputs AC power. The microinverter gets its DC power directly from the solar panel. It performs its own MPPT on it. It converts this power from DC to AC power, usually 240 volts, just like your standard home. It sends this from the roof, merges this into your standard AC branch circuits. No traditional central string inverter needed. So instead of having one big solar inverter, you have a bunch of little tiny power plants, one for every solar panel. So now we can answer the biggest question. What is the difference? An optimizer manages DC power from the panel. A microinverter actually converts the DC power to AC power. So if microinverters can give me panel level MPPT and convert that power from DC to AC, why not just get rid of all the inverters and just do it all at the panel? Why wouldn't I just use microinverters for everything? So microinverter means that there's an electronic inverter at every solar panel. It also means that each one of them is going to produce its own heat and dissipate its own heat. It's also going to have to weather all the storms on its own. If you've got a 30 solar panel system, you're going to have 30 little microinverters throughout your entire solar array. If one of them goes bad, then you have to go where the panel is. That means if the panel's on the roof, you got to climb up on the roof to get to it. Microinverters can be pretty expensive. I've seen them sometimes range twice what you pay for a solar panel. Large arrays can become really expensive when you add this cost to it. For example, if you paid $100 for a solar panel, but paid $200 for your microinverter, that means that a 30 panel system could cost you $3,000 for panels, but yet $6,000 for microinverters. Now let's look at optimizers. Optimizers, you also have the same electronics under every panel, not to the extent that you have with microinverters, because this one isn't doing the conversion from DC to AC, but you do have that MPPT still under there. It still needs a central inverter for it. It is ecosystem friendly, meaning you can take an existing system that don't have any optimizers and add them, and it won't interfere with the configuration that you have or end up with incompatibilities. It does add more components to your system though. Like microinverters, you need one for every panel. And you're also back to, if there's a failure, you're back on the roof replacing that equipment. Now, microinverters solve some problems beautifully, but they don't make all the problems disappear for free. You're gonna pay for your microinverters, and they're not cheap. We trade one system architecture for another. And this brings up something that a lot of people in the solar industry get wrong: shade. You probably heard that one panel gets shade and your entire system gets dragged down by it. Well, that's not really the whole story. The string is only as strong as the weakest panel, meaning if one panel gets shade, yes, that string may be brought down, but not your entire system. And the degree and the type of shading makes a lot of difference, especially with these more modern panels than you had 10 years ago with some of those panels. And the electrical configuration and the arrangement of the panels makes a big difference. Let's just say that it's a myth to an extent. It's not perfect, but not necessarily does one shaded panel ruin, destroy, or cancel all of the production of the rest of your solar system. And let's say that this mismatch of shaded panels versus not shaded panels is still an issue. So yes, microinverters and optimizers can absolutely help tremendously with shading issues. But it doesn't mean that one leaf on your panel is going to cancel all the rest of the panels. There is a barrier here of it makes a difference up to this point and it don't make a difference to this point, and it makes some of a difference at this point. It's not an all or nothing black or white deal here. So we're actually finally getting to the question that matters. If we were to build a solar array today, which one would you choose? Tell me in the comments below before I give you my answer. So my answer is, if I had the perfect ground mount, it was south facing, all the panels had the right angle, there was very little shade, I wouldn't put either microinverters or optimizers on there. I wouldn't see a need to add the additional cost, complexity, or the need to go and fix them when something went wrong. Keep in mind, talking about a system that has very little shade and is facing and optimized pretty much because its orientation and its setup is correct. It would be easy to access, it would be easy to get to, and I wouldn't really need to worry about it. And in this mind, traditional strings become very attractive. There's no reason to have the optimizers or the microinverters. Now in scenario B, things get complicated when you're getting into residential roofs. Take my house, for example. I got 4 different directions on my roof: east, west, north, and south. And I've got panels on all 4 directions. Now, in addition to having panels in facing different orientations, I've also got chimneys. Some people have trees. I might not, but some people have trees. This means that you're going to have sections that have partial shading and sections that have no shading. This is where optimizers and microinverters become very attractive and really shine. Let's look at scenario C, small modular systems, where you want multiple orientations. Let's say that you've got a small cabin and you've only got room for 4 panels, 2 facing east, 2 facing south. Then it might be best if you put optimizers or microinverters on that cabin. You remember back in the beginning when I said there were situations where I wouldn't use either? If I've got a large, potentially unshaded, all facing the same direction. If I've got a large, completely unshaded array all facing the same direction, I might not use optimizers or microinverters because there wouldn't be any reason for the added complexity. That's when I wouldn't use either. No reason to have to climb up there and fix something if it's not necessary. No reason to add that cost. And that sometimes having it centrally located is easier and a lot less expensive. What it comes down to is sometimes you need the complexity to handle the shading, the different orientations, and the complexity of the system. But other times, a simple system needs a simple solution. Don't overcomplicate it if it doesn't bring in the benefits. So remember, panels produce DC power. We put them into strings, bring them into inverters. Optimizers take the DC power from those panels, optimize it, and then add it to the string so it can go to the inverter, making them much more consistent and giving us some resistance against shading and giving us the ability to monitor each and every panel. And then microinverters take those panels, take that DC power, use a small power plant or an inverter to create it to AC power, feed it right back into your AC line. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: an optimizer optimizes the DC power. The microinverter converts that DC power to AC power. Those are the two major differences between them. And you'll want to also note that over 70% of homes in the US have microinverters that feed directly back to the grid and have no battery banks. It can be done, but a microinverter requires there to be a grid in existence to operate. That's why a lot of people lose the power when the grid goes out, even though they have a huge solar system right above them. Neither one is automatically better. They're different tools designed to solve different problems. And they're both pretty good at solving the problem that they're designed to solve. Hopefully, this video's helped you understand the difference between microinverters, optimizers, and where that DC power turns into AC power in every situation. Hopefully that'll help you build a better system that suits your needs. If you've got questions, comments, or you notice something I said that's wrong, please put it in the comments below. I try to answer them all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you've got a friend that needs some help with his solar, send him a copy. Thanks a lot.